Welcome. Today we're going to start with our feet because in yoga I constantly say, my yogis will tell you, we die from the feet up. So I have a little ball, little blue ball under my foot, and I'm massaging it to bring up the energy through the feet. So as I roll through the ball of my foot through the arch and into the heel, I'm working acupressure points that really benefit your feet. So literally, we die from our feet up. Taking care of your feet is so important. Rolling through my foot, the ball of the foot, I'm bringing up kidney energy. There's a point there that really, it's the origin of kidney energy, and it really helps. It's called bubbling springs. And if you want your energy to bubble a little bit, this is a good one. And rolling through the arch, I'm bringing up the digestive processes. So I'm going to stand with my heel on the ball and press down into that bone, the calcaneus, turning your palms out. Take a deep breath in, really extend, and try to touch the ceiling. Hold it there for a moment. Reach a little bit higher through the sides of your body, and then slowly let your hands press into your palms as you bring them down in prayer to your heart. Press, chin down. Breathe in and come back up again. Reach higher and higher. Reach until you can touch the ceiling. And then with your left hand holding your right wrist, slowly lean across. And it doesn't matter how far you go. You just want to lean to stretch laterally through the spine, back up again. Reach a little bit higher if you can. Right hand holds the left wrist and slowly pull that arm across and squeeze those arms a little further away. And back up again, reach a little bit higher. Now take your right hand behind you, reach it towards your left heel, and then as hard as you can, flex your palms and press as though you're holding the ceiling up and pressing the floor away. And then breathe in and look up. Hold it there for a moment. Stretch your fingers. And then right hand is going to come up, and let's go the other way. Stretch as far as you can, flexing as though you're pressing heaven and earth in opposite directions. Reaching, and then breathe in. Look up at that top hand. And then both hands up, and slowly bending, squeeze your tailbone back, and slowly let your tummy fold over your thighs. Take your time as you straighten your legs. Give your head a little shake just to make sure you have no tension in your neck, and then softening your knees. Pull that left foot back over the ball, and as hard as you can, grip the ball with your toes. Let your heel drop and lean back. As you press the right leg, the heel down, feel that stretch coming right up into the hip if you can. Squeeze those hips back. And then slowly back to the heel. Soft knees, heavy arms. Curl up, and you want to round up, scoop up through your belly, and let your upper body come up. And we're going to press now into the tips of our toes. So make your toes like claws and dig them into the ball. And we're activating spleen energy, which helps boost the immune system, and liver energy, stomach, pancreas. We're working into the bladder energy, so really dig into the ball. Every step you take relies on the balance, the feedback that's coming to your brain, literally from your toes. Wrap your toes over the ball, and when you look at your foot, you want to try to see white knuckles so that you know you're really squeezing. This strength is going to help you to stay mobile, and it helps with balance. It's so important. Now I'm going to take my hands behind me, interlace, and I'm going to pull up, thumbs coming up between the shoulder blades, and then I'm going to squeeze my arms back. Let your head lean across to the left, drop across, and then turn your chin to your left shoulder, just to stretch up into the neck a little bit. Come back, look up at the ceiling, reach those arms back, and then pull back into your head. We all look funny when we do this. Drop your right ear to the right shoulder. Keep those arms back. We're stretching heart energy, small intestine, lungs and large intestine. Turn your chin to the right shoulder. And then slowly look up. A deep squeeze and stretch into the neck and the throat. And then bending your knees, let your tummy float over your thighs as you lift your arms straight and your legs drop your head. And again, give your head a little shake and then try to rock your arms a little higher. Bend one knee, other leg is straight. Feel the leg that you're bending. Feel that hip dropping and change. Bend the other leg, drop it down. Feel that extension up into the right hip and change again. One leg bends and then the other leg bends. Dropping down. Now tuck your chin in as you straighten both legs and try to look up at your belly button. Hold it for a moment and just breathe. When we flood our brains with extra oxygenated blood like this, we really help our brains. And we're helping our skin with how our skin forms collagen. Now softening your knees, heavy through the arms, let them drop, soft knees, scoop your belly up to your spine, press into your feet, and try to round up slowly. Last of all, your head will come up. And as a little extra challenge, see if you can pick up the boli from your knees. Circle and circle. And if you can't pick it up, that's okay. You pick up your foot and we're going to change into the other foot and pressing firmly, hard as you can, go backwards and forwards. Really working to bring up the energy through the sole of your foot. Breathe, breathe. Your body is such a precious gift for your lifetime. And when we work with our bodies, when we move our bodies, we calm the stress hormones in our bodies and we bring up those feel-good hormones, which are so important, especially at this time of our lives. This time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere, we're fast approaching winter. Today the sun is shining, but there's a lot of gloom around, there's a lot of fear and anxiety, and it's important to work to bring up your energy levels into the heel and pressing firmly. Stretch your fingers are an extension of your arms, really reach a deep breath in as you come up higher and higher and higher. Hold it here for a moment. Feel the stretch through the sides of your bodies. These movements really help your lungs. Right hand holds the left wrist and pull that arm over, stretching through the rib cage, the intercostals, moving the lungs, getting up into the serratus and the teres major and minor. Come back up again. When we move our spines laterally, we really help the central and the peripheral nervous systems as well. Reach across and we're working to calm the sympathetic nervous system. That's the fight or flight or freeze. Back up again. Reach a little bit higher if you can, and then let the left hand drop and pressing into your palms, reach, looking back at the backhand. Feel as though you're holding heaven and earth in opposite directions, and then look up, stretching into your neck will benefit. Come back up with the left arm and down with the right. Feel that extension as you look back. So stretching up through this area, we're really helping the carotid arteries and the jugular veins. We help the blood flow to the brain. And back up again and reach as high up as you can and pressing into your palms slowly. Let your shoulders soften. Let those arms drop, press, chin down, and breathing in up. And then slowly bending, let your tailbone squeeze back, and gently, slowly, let your tummy float down. And when you're ready, straightening your legs, dropping down. Move your shoulders a little. Give your head a little shake. Just soften. Soften your right leg and pull the foot back. Try to grip with your toes and then lean your bottom back. Feel that stretch coming up into the hip. We're folding the ankle, the knee, the hip, and we're really stretching through that left leg. And then gently back to the heels, soft knees, round up through your tummy and curl all the way back up. And then into the tips of the toes. Put as much pressure into your toes, dig them down like claws, squeeze into the ball. Our immune systems really rely on movement to boost them. We're stimulating the lymphatic system, and we want to stay as healthy as we can. Toes over the ball, push forward, squeeze, look at your toes, and you want to see those white toe knuckles here. Take your hands back. Interlace, pull back and lift those arms behind you. Let your right ear drop to the right shoulder for a moment. Be aware of the stretch coming up through the left side of the neck, and gently turn your chin to the right shoulder. Just hold it there for a moment. Look up that right wall. Move slowly and deliberately. Look up, squeeze your chin up. Helps with those wrinkly jowls too. And then let your chin drop. Let your left ear drop to the left shoulder. Turn your chin to the left shoulder and slowly look up that left wall. All the way up at the ceiling. When we stretch into our necks and our throats and through our arms, we're really helping our thyroids and parathyroids, and then bending. Let your tummy float over your thighs, lifting your arms, dropping your head, tuck your chin in. Hold it for a moment and breathe. Try bending one leg, the other leg is straight. The leg that's bending, feel that hip drop. And change, bend the other leg. Dropping down, really feeling that extension. Change again, bend one leg, dropping down. And one more time, bend the other leg, dropping down. Tuck your chin in and gently straightening both legs. Let your hands drop. And this time, let's make little fists and just circle those fists around the wrist, just loosening up after that big stretch through the hands and the wrists. Now go the other way and circle, dropping down. When you're ready, soft knees, try to scoop your belly as you curl your body all the way back up. And perhaps you can pick up the boli. Our brains are firing messages to that foot. You can put it down. And it helps with short-term memory when we use our feet. I'll put the boli aside. And we're going to be standing at the front of the mat. Reach your arms down, and when you're ready, right arm up. Reach it as high up as you can. Look at that hand, and then see if you can bring it over to the left. Can you draw the right shoulder a little bit forward, and see if you can pull it backwards as your heart comes forward. Keep looking down to the left. This left hand can just help to support you a little. Really working all the way up that right side. And then right arm comes up and over. Let that left arm come up, reach it up, look up, and then let that left arm come over to the right. Right hand pressing into that leg, and then see if you can move a little bit here. Feel your body. When we have awareness of what's happening in our bodies, it really helps us to focus on the areas where we're holding stress and tension. Both arms come back up. Now bending, bow down. Place your hands on your knees. I think I'll do this one sideways. And what I'm going to do is press my tailbone back and lift into my crown. Try to really squeeze into the space between your shoulder blades. And then keep your knees bent. I'm going to go the other way. I want to scoop up through the belly. Pull up through your pelvic floor. Really pull up as though you're trying to stop yourself from going to the bathroom. Roll your bum back and look up. Keep low here if you can. Scoop again. We want to massage our organs. This is a good one. Right now in fall, we're working with our large intestine and lung energy. And we're moving into winter, which is bladder and kidney energy. So this one's a really good movement for this transitional period. Roll your bum up and look up. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's the opposite. Roll your bottom back up and curl up. Spring would be liver and gallbladder energy. Roll your bum back, and summer is heart and small intestine energy. Now slowly let your hands float down. Let your head hang, and one hand is going to hold each elbow, and I want you to just pull one elbow deeper and the other elbow a little deeper. Just move from the armpit area for a moment, and then we're going to make a figure 8 with our elbows. So I have to lean across to the left. It's a figure 8 on its side. Really feel that coming up through the back of the legs and into the lower back. Feel that stretch deeply into the deeper veins and peripheral arteries. Can you change the movement now? And circle. Can you feel how you're working? Shoulders. You're working into your legs. You're working into your lower back, your glutes. And gently let your hands drop down. Soften your knees and round up nice and slow. Hands are going to come back to your knees. Drop your bottom back. And now I'm going to circle my knees. And I want to roll through my feet as I do this. Really try to feel the movement on your feet. Circle. Let's go the other way. And circle. And breathe, just loosening up feet and ankles, knees and hips, and gently curl all the way back up. We're going to step back, so turning your palms out, a deep breath in, and let's lift again, and bow down nice and slow. Take a really big step back with one foot and turning the heel in behind you. I've got my right foot back. Let's bring our palms to prayer in front of the left knee. Now when you're ready, press into that left foot and try to straighten the left leg. Hold it here. Both legs are straight. Lift all of your toes. Have you got 10 toes? Are they all lifted? Lift them. Hold it for a moment, and then pressing forward, your toes can drop as you lift your heart. And then come forward, and we're going to bring the left elbow to the inner left knee. Take your time as you rotate your right shoulder, and just breathe. Turn your head to look up at the ceiling. Hold. Come forward again, nice and slow. Hold it here for a moment. Breathe. I want you to feel as though you're putting prints into the mat. You're pushing into your feet. And then feel as though your feet are sliding apart. They're not moving, but you're pushing. So this left foot is pushing forward and my right foot is pushing back. So I'm really engaging. It's almost like incorporating a little bit of isometric tension, and then bring that right elbow over the left knee. Dig it in and feel the rotation. Keep breathing. Hold and breathe. Come back to the center, letting your hands drop. Turn your toes in and slowly drop the right knee. Your toes are going to slide out, turning your palms out. Deep breath in as you lift, hold, and hinge forward. Now, as I go forward, let your hips squeeze a little further back and just drop. So I'm trying to bring this left side down into the inner left thigh. Squeeze back wherever you can get to. And then come up. And this time my hands are going to go behind. I'm going to interlace again and draw my shoulders back. Arc your hips forward. Press forward. So this right hip is moving a little further forward. And gently release. Toes are going to tuck in, push up. Step the right foot behind the left leg. Pressing into your feet. Drop down. Just feel that stretch for a moment. Working into the IT band and gently bring that right foot back. Roll onto your toes. Bend your knees and just drop your bottom down. Open into the pelvic floor. A little gentle rock, side to side. And when you're ready, palms are going to come to prayer. Hold it for a moment and breathe. This is a deep stretch into the hip joints, the knee joints. I've got all of my weight on those little toe bones, which helps with balance. Balance is so important as we age. Now hinge, go slowly, push up, hinge from your waist as you come forward. Squeeze those hips up, drop your body, soften and take a big step back with the left foot. Take your time, turn your toes in behind you, palms are to prayer, hold it here for a moment. And when you're ready, try to straighten your right leg. Drop, breathe. Try to lift all 10 toes now. I'm planting into the balls of my feet and the heels, both feet. Plant those toes. Try to keep your bum tucked in. Bending the knees again. Push up. Your toes can drop. Coming forward, right elbow to that inner right leg. Dig it in. Really feel that rotation and breathe. Feel as though with your feet you're making prints in the mat. So really dig in as much as you can. Press in as though you're trying to slide your feet apart. Come back to the center. Maybe try to straighten another time. Bow down. Come forward again, bending that front knee. Left elbow is going to go over the knee. Dig it in and rotate again. Good job. Come back to the center. Hands are going to come down, turning your toes in. Bend the leg, drop the knee, and lift up. Take a deep breath in. Stretch your fingers, they're a part of the arms. And slowly come forward. As I come forward, my hips are going to lean back a little. Fingers are going to come forward. Breathe. And then lift back up again. Reach and big arms behind you. Interlace. Pull back and try to squeeze your hips forward. Look up for a moment. Another deep breath in. And breathing out. Come forward, tuck your toes in, push up. That left leg can come behind the right leg for an IT band stretch. If you find this a little hard and you can't get your hands all the way down, have your hands on your shin or even above your knee. Press into your thighs. You can decide. And gently, slowly unhook. Soft knees. Come up. All the way back up. And a deep breath in as you lift. And breathing out. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.